The mass media in Poland consist of several different types of communications media including television, radio, cinema, newspapers, magazines, and internet. During the communist regime in Poland, the Stalinist press doctrine dominated and controlled Polish media. The country instituted freedom of press since the fall of communism. The Polish media system's main features are the product of the country's socio-political and economic post-communist transition. These features include the privatization of the press sector, the transformation of the state radio and television into public broadcasting services, influx of foreign capital into the media market, and European integration of audiovisual media policies. Today the media landscape is very plural but highly polarized along political and ideological divides. Since the fall of communism, Poland has developed a plural but highly polarized media environment. The media landscape comprises, in addition to the public radio and television broadcasters, a variety of private media outlets, encompassing a broad political spectrum, from socially liberal to ultra-conservative. In sector of print media, the newspaper with the largest circulation is Gazeta Wyborcza. Founded in 1989 ahead of parliamentary elections, it is managed by Adam Michnik, who was a dissident in the communist era. The daily has a critical stance towards the Law and Justice Party government. The second largest paper is Rzeczpospolita, which has a conservative tradition. The two main business-oriented dailies are Ziena Gazeta Prawna and Puls Biznesu. They have a narrow, professional readership and are typically not engaged in the country political conflict. The two leading tabloids are Fakt, owned by the Swiss-German media conglomerate Axel Springer, and Super Express, owned by ZPR Media. These tabloids have a remarkable impact on public opinion. In addition to national publications, there are several regional dailies. In this sector, the top competitors have sales comprised between 20,000 and 40,000 daily copies sold. In the last years, sales of both national and regional dailies have been declining. Political polarization also characterizes the weekly news magazine market. On the liberal side there is Newsweek Polska, followed by Polityka, both critical of the PiS's government. On the right side, there are the more recent CSC, Dureksy and the older Gazeta Polska. The right-wing weeklies do not form a uniform bloc. Radio is a popular medium in Poland. In addition to the public radio broadcaster, Polski Radio, there are over 200 licensed private radio outlets, including the religious Radio Merija. The two most popular radio stations are RMF-FM and Radio Z. The reach of television is very widespread. In 2016, the Poles on average watch television for over 4 hours and 20 minutes a day. The public television broadcaster is Telewizja Polska, which runs two main channels, one regional channel and several thematic channels. The TVP is an important source of information for many Poles, in particular in small cities, though its popularity has been declining in recent years. In the private sector there are over 200 commercial TV broadcasters. The two leading ones are Polsat and TVN. In 2016, 3/4 of the Polish population had internet access. The government is working to increase broadband internet service. The major print, radio and television outlets have online editions. Online-only portals publishing a mix of news and entertainment content are among the country's most visited websites. The Polish Constitution of 1997 guarantees freedom of the press and prohibits both preventive censorship and licensing requirements for the press. The media sector is regulated by the 1984 Polish Press Law and the 1992 Broadcasting Act, which have both been amended since then. The Broadcasting Act defines the rules for appointing the members of the National Broadcasting Council and its powers. According to the Constitution, the CRUT's role is to safeguard the freedom of speech, the right to information, and the public interest in radio and television broadcasting, even as its members are not allowed to belong to political party or perform public activities. The KRRIT in practice has been politicized, with members somehow affiliated with political parties. Also, the government's reform attempts of the KRRIT have been largely politically driven. These attempts have been strengthened by the right-wing Law and Justice Party government which, after winning the parliamentary elections in October 2015, partly replaced the management at the public television and radio broadcasters. The Polish media environment is highly polarized. Since 2015 elections, this polarization has become ever stronger. The cleavage concerns both PiS's controversial decisions and policies and diverging attitudes towards issues such as equal rights for LGBT people, refugees. The EU, Poland lacks the tradition of an editorially